Good evening, good evening, good evening. Come into the Jaye Spot, replacing your G Spot every Thursday from 6 to 7, giving you real relationship talk, real relationship drama with the best night of your life. Your host, Jay, and Simply E, hold on, get ready to enter the Jaye Spot on IntellectualRadio-Com.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the best night of your life. Woo! You have entered the J Spot where we are strengthening relationships and families one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. Guys, E will be here after the first break. Want to thank you guys so much for joining me. Please do me a favor, go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Also follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the Jaye Spot Radio, and Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Guys, listen, oh my God, it is almost winter. I know that I am not the only one that has the heat on and cracking. Listen, the moment it became like 55, listen, the heat went on. My heat is on to about like 70, 75. I cannot do this cold. So I'm a winter baby, but I'm not a winter person, if that makes sense. So you guys just please keep me lifted because I'm cold in the summertime. I'm cold in the wintertime. I'm cold in the spring. I'm cold in the fall. I'm always cold. So again, you will always find me with my heat on. That's just some news that you really don't need to know, but I just want to put that out there. Guys, listen, we have a great show lined up for you tonight. We have some really juicy hot topics. So I want to go ahead and get started. So I want to talk about the most sentimental topic that I saw trending in where the J Spot Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay. People really got emotional about this post. So I want to see what you guys think. So there's a 14-year-old. The post is about a 14-year-old girl, and she passed off as 19. So she was dating a man that was 25, and she was intimate with this man, passing off as 19. So when it was revealed that she was only 14, now listen, the funk has hit the fan. So the question is, should this man go to jail because he was intimate with a 14-year-old girl that passed herself off as a 19-year-old young woman? Should he go to jail for that? Should he go to jail for statutory rape or having sex with a minor, even though she lied? So my thing is this. First, there's no easy way. Like, this is not an easy situation because had that been a relative of mine, a young man, and he's dating a young woman, he's thinking that she's of age. Should he go to jail because she's being fast and she's lying, you know, passing off as an adult? So, should he go to jail for that? From that sense, I don't think that he should. Now, from the sense of, okay, well, what if that was my daughter or my niece or something like that, and she's passing off as a 19-year-old woman? Would I want this man to go to jail? I would still have to stand on that position. No, because she took it upon herself to lie about her age. So if you're lying about your age and you are actively pursuing this relationship, no, you're 14. You are old enough to know right from wrong. Now, what would ring a bell, and here's what I don't understand how these type of situations take place, especially today. 19, okay, well, really, she's 14 and 25. Sir, are you not talking to this young lady? Like, has no conversations taken place? See, I don't understand how can this type of situation take place. What does a 14-year-old girl have in common with a 25-year-old man? How is this conversation going? Like, what are you guys talking about at 14? When she's 14, I mean, she has to be an extremely bright, intelligent 14-year-old to pass this off, or you, sir, have to be a very slow 25-year-old in order for a 14-year-old to pass this off. So this is what I don't understand. How did this whole situation happen? And then furthermore, 14, where are your parents? Like, how are you getting out the house to go on these dates? Good sir, did you ever think that it was strange that she couldn't be on the phone past 8 o'clock, or she had to be home at a certain time? Or did she live in one of those households that made it easy for somebody to prey upon her? So those are the type of things that came in my mind when I saw the post. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's a very unfortunate situation. However, I don't think that this man should go to jail for it, because this is something that the young lady, she actively orchestrated this plan. So no, I don't think that he should go to jail for having sex with her. Again, at the same time, I mean, it's just disgusting. Like, it's disgusting even thinking about a 14-year-old being with a grown man. But again, at the end of the day, this is a plan that this young lady orchestrated. So now this man is actively thinking he's with someone of age. So she should be in trouble. I mean, like, seriously, she should be in trouble. Why are you pulling charges up on this man? Do I condone this? Absolutely not. But here's the deal, like, you're talking about putting a man in jail for rape when this girl actively pursued this relationship, which kind of brings me to mind on some of the stuff that could be similar to what R. Kelly was dealing with. Like, and I'm not really sure if this is what was going on, but it's like, if you're actively pursuing these men, because listen, let's be real, you all. These young ladies today, I mean, they are out there, like, they are advanced and they are doing things. So let's not act like 14. Yes, it's young, but some of these 14-year-olds, listen, baby, they can run a ring around you and me. So let's not be too quick to throw a brother away because he fell for the okie doke. Now, if he knew that she was 14, then yes, send his behind upstream without bail and send him to the biggest dude that's in the jail waiting for him. But if he legitly did not know that the young lady was 14, then no, I don't think that he should go to jail. Again, 14, and this is something that she's orchestrating, and she's coming after him, going to jail for a relationship that you thought was legit. To me, it's a little far fetched. I mean, to me, that's a little bit too much. I do think that, maybe maybe he should pay a fine or something like that. But as far as going to jail or even get a warning, again, I really don't even feel comfortable with saying that something should legally happen to him, because again, this was a plot that this young lady put together. So are you saying that at 14 she didn't know what she was doing? Well, I'm not the type of person that thinks that, oh well, at 14 that you don't know what you're doing, because guess what, you got 14-year-olds that's shooting guns and doing all these other things out here robbing people. So are you saying that they don't know what they're doing? That type of, it just doesn't fly with me. So please be mindful of your kids' activities, because again, I cannot see how being 14, how it could even get that far. How does she get out the house to date a grown man? Are you not checking to see who her friends are as being parents? Are you not monitoring what's going on? Here's the deal, especially if she well developed. You mean to tell me ain't nobody got a tracking device on this girl to figure out where she going? Listen, you not about to be well developed and walk out my house dressed looking grown. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen at all. So the parents need to take some responsibility for this situation as well, because again, 14, that's just far-fetched. That's just too much freedom. To me, that's saying that, you know what, the parents are lacking somewhere. Something is not right with this whole situation. If a 14-year-old can get away with passing as a 19-year-old, so long to the point where she actively had a relationship with this man, that she was actually able to go set up dates and things like that to have sex with this man. I think that there's a bigger problem than her passing off as a 19-year-old. And I think that here's the deal. If this man is going to go to jail, if this man is going to be in trouble, then other people, the parents, need to be responsible as well. Don't just put that out there on the man, because he was not the one that orchestrated. Where were you when your daughter was going outside at all times of night meeting this man? Where was the parents? So it's like, if you're gonna put that if you're gonna hold that man to that level of responsibility, you need to hold the parents to that level of responsibility as well. Hey, Big Red, how you doing? Toy, you're saying she may look 19, but the conversation sounds adolescent. Only thing they have in common is that they both drink water. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand. How can a 25-year-old man, how do you sit across and have a conversation with a 14-year-old, especially a 14-year-old today? Have you ever heard those people talk? Oh my God, it's a little scary talking to him. Derek, you're saying he knew from one conversation. Now this could be true, Derek. You're a man, so you would know. Big Red, you're saying, why does she have sense enough to do that? And who taught her? I'm with you, Jay. Larry, you're saying these kids are looking more like a grown woman, and you can't tell until it's too late. They have been around the block, and some have kids. These parents are not caring about these kids. Absolutely. These are all good points. So, again, it's just like, even with them being around the block at 14, where are the parents? Like, where are the adults in this situation? And again, I don't want to victim blame, but in this situation, I really don't think, if there is a victim, I think that it would kind of be the man, because he's the one that had the wool pulled over his eyes. But like Derek said, he knew from the first conversation. So if that is true, then I do think that he needs to be held responsible. But at the same time, how do we really know? It's like, it's hard to tell if he knew. Now, if he knew, again, shame on you for out here being with a 14-year-old. But the thing is, we as parents, we as a community, we got to step up and we got to start checking these kids. You can't sit up here and let them dress and do and go wherever they want to do, and do whatever they want to do and go wherever they want to go. Listen, with these phones and this social media, you all, we got to do a better job of tracking these kids. Listen, go in the phone. Stop. 14, you don't have no privacy. The only privacy you have is in the bathroom. I always told my son, growing up, we don't close doors in my house. Still to this day, we don't close doors. The only door that is closed is the bathroom door. Because guess what? When you're on the phone, I need to know who you talking to. When you text, and when I don't hear anything, I got to come up in there. I got to figure out what's going on up in here. I got to figure out what's going on up under my roof in this camp. I'm going to figure it out. So don't close the door. If you close the door, you won't have the door. Only doors closed, bathroom door. That's the way we were brought up. And guess what? It kept us out of a lot of stuff. Like today, parents have it so hard. Stop trying to be your kid's friend. Listen, some of your parents still looking good. You young, you can pass off as your daughter's sister and this and that. Wrong suspect. Stop all that, because see, then you get too comfortable. They get too comfortable and they lose respect. You get too comfortable and you stop doing your job as a parent, because now you're in friend mode. You want your kids to think that you're cool. I don't want to be cool. I want to be a good parent. So being a good parent, I'm going through your stuff. I'm going through your purse. Listen, parents, purses are not off limit. That's where you find out the bull junk that's going on. It's in the purses, it's in the book bags, it's in the closets, it's in the drawers. Go through it. It's your rent, it's your house. Go through all that ish that's in your house. Everything. I'm checking everything. Everything under my house, I'm checking it. I don't care. That's my wallet. Excuse me? That's your what? That's your wallet. Oh, okay. So it's funny because this is my house and you're wearing my clothes and I bought what this, you said your wallet, I bought that. So therefore, you're just using it. It's my wallet. I'm going through it. Anybody that got a problem with it, you don't need it. You got a problem with me going through your purse? That's fine. You don't need a purse. Anything you have a problem with me checking, you don't need it. If you have a problem with me checking your phone, you don't need it. Call me too strict, call me old, call me whatever you like. Listen, you won't call. Listen, you won't be getting one over on me because I'm looking through everything. Derek, you're saying I met a 14-year-old girl who was stacked but was off limit. My homeboy tried to hook at her. And you said, "Are you crazy?" In the 8th grade, we had a classmate who had a child by a 17-year-old man. She was 14. Absolutely. So I mean, like 17 and 14, I'm not too, I'm not too bent up out of shape about that. But 14 and 25, that's a whole different lifespan. But again, you gotta be okay, parents. I'm telling you, it's okay to go through these kids. How many people in the feed do you all check your minor or and your teenagers? Do you guys go through their phones? Do you look through their wallets? Do you look through their book bags? Do you look through their purses? If you don't, what are you afraid of? Like, why are we not doing this? Like, again, are you worried about them, oh, saying you doing too much? I don't care. I've been hearing you do too much. I've been hearing that for so long. I don't give two craps about doing too much. So since I do too much, everything better be correct when I investigate. When I come to snoop, listen, I'm gonna let you know we do random checks in here, okay? Just like at the job, they do random drug tests. I do random checks. I check the room randomly. What am I looking for? I don't know, but I will know when I find it. So that's how it has to be. Stop being afraid, letting these young people intimidate you, making you feel like you doing too much. Listen, if your parents did it to you and you didn't like it, but you know what? It was something that was helpful for you. You better start doing it. Stop being afraid. Oh, that's well, I'm trying to teach her to be responsible. Whatever, be responsible. All this, be responsible as you watch me go through all of this. And I'm asking, listen, I'm not. I don't care if you in there or you not. You in there, that makes it even better. So if I find something that I don't understand, you can explain it to me. But if not, I'm going through. I'm like, okay, looking through this. I'm like, oh, what's this? What's this? I'm looking through all of it because guess what? That's my job. When you get out and you get your own, because that's what they told us when I was coming up. When you grown, you got your own. But as long as you up under my roof, I'm checking everything. I'm checking everything. Teeth cavities, I'm checking whatever. I lay back and some say, ooh, go on the refrigerator at the top. Hey, I'm checking. Some say make them take your socks off. I'm making you take your socks off. Whatever my spirit tells me to check, that's what I'm checking. So stop trying to be your kids' friends and leave them doors open. What are these people closing the doors for? Can y'all help me understand what do these doors need to be closed for? Why are they closing doors? What they closing the doors for? Derek, you saying, Denise, you're saying never had to. We had a very open and trusting bond. That's good, Denise. I don't trust like that, but y'all better than me. Jesse, you say I go through all social media. I do random drug tests. I do laundry check pockets and dresser drawers. Absolutely, I'm with you, Jesse. Derek, you said I took my oldest son door off the hinges and put it in my garage. This is my house. Derek, you see, we are kindred spirits. That's what I'm saying right there. We unhinge doors. What are you closing? Don't close. I'm telling you, that's the quickest way to make me lose it. Let me come and the door closed. All bets are off. All bets are off. Even now, it's just like you gotta hear these conversations because guess what, guys? At the end of the day, you can have as much trust as you want to. But guys, listen, these kids are on these social media sites saying all kinds of slick stuff to other people, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. But because we trust them, we not checking, and then some end up happening, and then we think that they innocent. We think ain't oh my, ain't never did nothing. But listen, you didn't see their whole double life that they were living on social media. You got to understand that you was once a teenager, so put that on blast. Pump your teenage years by 20, and with this social media, listen. I'm sorry, I'm not that trusting. Even for my nieces and my nephews, I'm not that trusting. So I'm going through your stuff. If I see something, I'm gonna say something. If I see something that I don't like on their page, listen, you may as well block me. Auntie, we weren't even friends. Oh, so you want me to come through this phone and rearrange your whole understanding? Is that what you're telling me? Because that's all that's saying. So again, I'm not trying to tell nobody how to parent their household, but guys, we got to do a better job of being watchful. You got to check this stuff out. Don't listen. I trust you as long as I can see you. As long and I wear contacts, so that ain't real far. So I trust you as long as you in my eyesight. But once you leave out of my eyesight, ain't no telling what you into. Ain't no telling what you doing because it's so much stuff out there to get caught up in. So I'm just saying, watch your kids, watch what they going on, watch what they got going on, watch who they hanging out with. But at no time should this have ever got a chance to escalate to something being sexual, a 14-year-old and a 25-year-old. So, guys, listen, you have these teenagers, you better watch and be okay with watching. Be okay with taking doors off hinges. Be okay with going through purses. Be okay with doing drug tests. Be okay with, listen, being on social media. Be okay with going through their phones. Be okay with all that because you could just be saving your child's life. Guys, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we're going to get into our next hot topic. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. You're listening to the Jaye Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families one conversation at a time. Hey guys, so you wanna be loved by me. Hello, my name is MC. Brainstorm, hoping that you would come back home. I called me on the telephone cause I'm so alone. Walked around the house thinking of you. See, me and you hand in hand is how we used to be. The happy days, the times we shared. Without you, baby, it's so damn weird. Please forgive the things that I've done to you. I know I did a few, but baby, love you too. I'll take you to the beach where the wind blows and let the waves in the sand run through your toes. Whatever you want, whatever you need, I'll plant the seed. But do you agree? I should deal with that you have another man, but I can understand. You're still wearing my wedding band. I'll just chill and think about the whole thing in the moment. So I guess I'll keep brainstorming. Want to get your feelings hurt. So you wanna be loved by me. Hello, my name is MCB. Oh, brainstorming. Want to get your feelings hurt. So you wanna be loved by me. Hello, my name is MCB. It's daylight, the sun's bright, my mind is clear. I can smell the breakfast that you used to cook, my dear. Some cold water on my face so I can come to reality and realize it's me. My mind is not at ease since you've been gone. Please come back, cause I'm so alone. P.S. Yeah, you know, been looking for you for the longest. Ever since you left. But now, I'm real independent, just laying back chilling. But I wanna let you know you really thought about every night and day. So, I can remember these words and have voice to mention them to you in the background, you know what I'm saying? But I really want you back. So come back soon as possible. Cause I love you. Brainstorm. Want to get your feelings hurt. So you wanna be loved by me. Hello, my name is MCB. Oh, brainstorm.
to get your feelings hurt. So you wanna be loved by me. Hello, my name is MCB. Story. Want to get your feelings hurt. Want to get your feelings hurt.
Welcome back to the Jaye Spot, where we are strengthening relationship and families, one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. And sitting next to me, we have my co-host, my partner in crime, sizzling, sexy, simply author, actress, businesswoman, playwright, sex kitten. Hey, E, how you doing today? Yes, won't he do it? Yes. I'm gonna give you some shimmy. You know what? I'm gonna need you to get it all together. Lift it up and woosah and bring it in. Not that in.
I need something to get up in it.
Not. You know what?
I need something in it.
No, you don't. True. All right. Well, while she's getting it together over here, guys, please do me a favor. Go to our page and like our page at the Jaye Spot. Follow us on Twitter at Jaye Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the Jaye Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. So, E, before you joined us, we were talking about should a 25-year-old man that was dating a 14-year-old that passed herself off as 19 years old, should he be arrested? Should he go to jail for in having sex with this girl? Should he go to jail?
And his common sense didn't say, let me see your
That's
ID.
that's what I'm saying. See, it's just like,
I mean, even the body, though some of these girls are very developed or whatever, but her conversation,
right,
it's something at times that when you was calling her, she could only talk at a certain time and bedtime, and stuff gets snatched up or whatever. Your common sense should have said something ain't right. I'd have been like, yeah, why you ain't check her social media? She only got Snapchat. That should have told you something.
Baby, if she can work that phone better than you can,
come on now.
And if she's, listen.
Yeah, because for being stupid, yeah.
And then if her idol is doggone it,
Justin Bieber.
And doggone it, I was gonna say Cardi B, but some of the older folks like, so and nothing against her, it's just some of these common phrases, and sayings that's going on. And then if you didn't understand, but no, today's 14 and 25, they kind of into the same thing. So it's not like the 25 is
but the conversation.
Exactly.
Like, I remember a friend, my daughter's best friend's little sister was liking my son. My son is my oldest son. And the girl had sent him a message, and the girl was like, I want to say she was like 14. And that time my son was 19. And he was like, Mom, I keep telling this girl to stop messaging me. And I was like, oh, he was like, so-and-so's little sister. I was like, what? And then her father had the nerve to try to check Naeem. And he was like, I'm not the one that's messaging me. That's your daughter messaging me. Tell her, but they didn't want to check their child.
Yep,
I'm like, my child don't want your little child. Tell your child to leave my grown son alone and get out of his message. So he had to block her in order for her to stop messaging her.
Right. And see, and that's the reason why I say, you know what, I don't think that he should be arrested, because it's like if she's passing herself off as a grown woman, and then the parents, it's like the family, how are you getting away with all of this? Like, how is she getting away with going out and then dressing grown? Because you built. Listen, let me tell you, now I got a niece. I'd be like, now see, now this is not this ain't gonna work. But see, I don't even worry about that, because her dad will snap, all of her into. If her dad don't get to her, mama got it, or you coming through one of us. It's a village. You're not just gonna sit up here and watch her go. So you think? So where you going with that on? You thought you? You tried it, Bless your pathetic heart. Get out of here and go put some, you better go put something else on.
Exactly.
You can't. So you can't let these people just, and when I say people, I'm referring to these young folks, these young teenagers, they just want to be grown. I say, wait a minute now. Last time I checked, all these bills is coming in my name. But and for those of y'all that can't say it, because y'all know y'all got these illegal Comcast. Well, the Comcast in my bill, you know what? Now you need to put them on punishment for that because they sassing you. Don't let them play with you like that. The Comcast may be in their name, but this still your house because you still owe the Comcast from off 75th. You listen, put them on punishment. Put them on punishment for saying that. Who told you to talk up like? How you know
the Comcast is in your name? Who told you to read the mail in the first place?
That's what I'm saying. Because it's your house.
It's my house.
It's your address.
Yes, I'm gonna put it in your name. Yes, the Comcast, the light, all this is in your name. And when you get of age to get your own place, all I gotta tell you is you're gonna have to put a deposit down. I'm gonna tell you about that. I'm just saying. Not my fault. I birthed you. That's what I birthed you. When you get my age, are you 40 yet? They be like, no. Okay, well, when you get 40, let me know.
Exactly.
I've been 19.
Absolutely. So in the meantime, don't you ask me not damn question. So I can check anything in this house. And I always told my son that, listen, if you don't want it checked, don't bring it in here. Because anything that come in here is liable to be checked and confiscated. So again, guys, just be mindful on your relationships, with the kids, and just, keep track on, like, don't try to, too much be their friend, because they lean and they take advantage of that trust. Oh, my mama trusts me. Them be the very ones that be out doing that slick stuff because they know ain't nobody watching behind them. The good kids, them the ones you gotta watch. You gotta watch them even more. Because they know ain't nobody checking for them because they always doing the right thing. So that's why they got all this freedom. Not so, Satan. I'm kidding. Listen, my son was never in no trouble. And I still went through all his stuff. I don't care. What is you looking for? I'll let you know if I find it. Okay. I don't know. But when I find it, I'm gonna let you know. So guys, don't be afraid to look through that stuff. Please do me a favor, guys. Go to our page, like our page at the Jaye Spot. Follow us on Twitter at Jaye Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the Jaye Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Now, guys, listen. Let me just say, some of you all just really, y'all make me struggle. You all, I struggle emotionally. Some of you men, you guys, listen, it's too much, okay? Y'all are too much for my heart. And I'm going to tell y'all exactly why y'all too much when I read this post. Now, here's the thing. A couple, the guy, they go on a date, okay? Nice restaurant. He's opening up the doors, pulling out the chairs, and he's telling her, he'll gladly pay for the date and this and that. Then he drops this bull junk, and I'm tired I'm tired of this number. Okay, I'm really tired of seeing this number. He tells her that she has a $25 budget, and that's the drink included for this date. So my question is, would you stay for that date? And fellas, would you even impose something like, come on, I'm so sick of seeing 20, 25, 40. I'm so freaking sick of that. I'm like, God, I went through that already in coffee in a couple of 2 days. That's
wish the hell I would. When did you tell me you have a limit? Excuse me. Yeah, you have a $25 limit.
I'm like,
oh, I do. Uber in.
Right. It's just like, why are we even wasting? I'm like, first of all, why even go on a date? Again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but it's not about them. But you're not about to sit up. I'm not your kid. Telling me this is what you tell. This is what a parent tells the kid when you get it. Don't touch nothing. You buy something. Listen, I told y'all all got $10 a piece. I'm not no kid. No. I'm not no kid. You should. And here's the thing. This is why I say you are not, as a man, you didn't do your due diligence as far as screening the woman out there you're going on a date with. Because if you had to do that, then that means you did not take the time to get to know her. Because if you did, you would know the caliber of woman that you were taking out. So that's your fault. So men that have to impose these type of silly restrictions, your fault. It's your fault if you get there and you take her out and she order everything on the menu. It's your fault. It's your fault if you have to go through these type of extremes, because that means you're not taking your time. You're not listening. All you trying to do is get her back to the crib. So yeah.
And you can't get me back to the crib with $25. I'm sorry. You take me on a date. One, you come and pick me up, and then you say, well, you got a $25 limit. Then it's time for me to go ahead and go home, because clearly I must have spent that $25 on the gas ride alone.
Man.
So I'm okay. And if you thought you were going to get some coochie, yeah, not going to happen.
But I'm like, what can you do as being just for real? Now, because it's saying a nice restaurant. So right there, when you're talking about a nice restaurant, you're not paying. I mean, I'm sorry. A drink may be $25. If you going to a nice restaurant, a drink is $25. Let's be real. If you talking about a nice fancy restaurant, what do you order for?
You're gonna have me curse, ain't you?
For what? A 20? Tell me, like I don't even drink. So you done already saved your little money right there.
And especially if it's a really nice restaurant. I mean, she's right. You know, the drink may cost like about, $15, a drink. And so if I wanted some or something, and then that's already $15 right there, the liquor alone. And then the appetizer by itself is going to be another $8. I'm like, really? So you just want me to have some bread?
And that depends on what you're trying to get as an appetizer, because listen, they be having some of these little crab puffs and stuff like, them little things. That's about $25 for like, and they give like 3 or 4 of them. You like, all right, well, pay, $8, $7, $8 for each,
Exactly.
Right there. So again, if you got that type of mindset, listen, it's your world. Listen, it's your world.
It's your world.
Me, you're not giving me no $25. I'm like, all right, well, let me help you out with you on your $25. You can save your whole $25. You don't have to even worry about it. Mm-hmm. And you have a good night. Take care of yourself. Be blessed, beloved, and all these other good things. Where you going?
At least you're gonna leave good and bless you.
Yeah. Oh, bless your love. Bless you, because I'm out, because I'm not about to entertain that nonsense. Then I'm going to go, or I may just go listen. Now, depending on if it's somewhere I like, I'm just going to go get a table separate from yours, and I'm going to order my own ish, and I'm going to eat good living. Like, well, weren't you? No. You keep that $25 brother over there. But you know what? You can't bring some of them crab puffs with some cranberry juice, no ice though, because I told you I don't drink. And I'm gonna do my thing over here, and you can keep your little stuffy $25. Now, for those fellas that may be saying, CJ, see, that's how y'all end up. That's how y'all end up single. So what? I'm full.
Hello,
and I had a good time.
Some leftovers. I can order me some more and take it back home with me. So I'm okay.
So I'm like, I ain't got to worry about it. Guess what? We all happy. He got his $25.
He go, keep 20.
Hey, it's all is well with the
lady
world.
For a tip or something.
All is well with the world. Had a nice little time.
Yes.
You may even meet the man of your dreams there, because he see you sitting here in this nice fine establishment
by yourself,
dining solo. So you never know.
And then when he pull up, you got to go thank that guy, because then you say, "Thank you so much, Sway Sweet. Thank you so much for bringing me to this establishment, because you let me meet this man right here. I'm so
thank you for your thank you for your $25 budget, because it led me to this brother right here. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let the church say amen. So just watch it, fellas, when y'all doing stuff like this. So again, take the time. It's like everything is such a rush. Like, take the time to get to know people. It's like, if $25 is all she was right, why are you even going out with her? Why are you taking her out? Like, why take her out if $25 is all you're willing to cuff up? Again, it's $25. Listen, they charge more than $25 to Chuck E. Cheese.
Hello?
Is Chuck E. Cheese still open?
Yes.
Okay, well, yeah, Hooters and Scooters and Run Amok and all these places. Come on, $25. That be the gratuity on some of this ish. So listen, I'm just saying, I already know y'all, because y'all fellas, they was going in on this one right here, talking about some. Yeah, well, I looking at the feed. I can see why. I can see why some of these sisters single. Ooh, y'all just selfish. No, sir, you're cheap.
You're cheap.
You're cheap. You're
If
just.
you want to do
You're
$25,
just
then
cheap.
don't. I can go
Go
to a
by
few
yourself.
restaurants. I know some restaurants we can do.
Not me.
We can hang out with $25. The Indian place. Yeah,
Yeah,
we can do some things now, and I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna use every last penny of that 25, and you gonna be like, man. And I'm like, I'm not gonna share my food and touch my food. I'm not gonna share my food, and I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be very, very, very happy.
Again, it's like when you're going out, like if you've talked to this person long enough and you've asked the right questions and you've had the right conversation, then you will have a pretty good idea on who's coming to sit down, who's coming to join you. And the thing is, if you don't know, shame on you. Like that's what the talking in the text. Well, I'm really not big. I really don't like texting. I will settle for texting, but I really don't like texting. I'm not a big. I don't.
I like it. I like the text, and I like the, but it'll get irritating sometimes though, because I'm busy. So I do rather you to call me, because for me to sit back and try to type up some message to you when you could just, I could put my earbud in, we could talk whatever while I'm doing every little thing else. I'm like, dude, come on. I know you know how to use your mouth.
And I'm like, I just prefer hearing your really. This one right here. I prefer to hear your voice. Like, I mean, I understand, like, you can't always talk and, people are busy, which would lead into our next hot topic. So there was a post that was made. And so the gentleman, he said, you know what? Anybody that complains about somebody that's always being busy deserve to be by themselves or deserve to be broke. If you complaining about somebody that's always busy, if you're in a relationship with somebody that's extremely busy. So now, me personally, well, let me see. What do you think about that statement? So how do you feel about somebody being involved with somebody that's really busy and you're in a relationship with them? Do you ever complain about that? Have you ever found yourself complaining about that person being extremely busy?
I did complain, and we've talked about this stuff in the past, as far as like, what kind of person do we want to deal with, and I've always said I wanted someone who was as busy as I am, whatever. And now I kind of got that, and so at first I was complaining, but now I just sit back and kind of laugh, when he's so tired and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm cool. So I do want the attention, because I would like to have it every day. But then I'm like, you know what? Then there's other things to do. As long as you check in with me, we talk, whatever, I'm cool. We have our dinners and everything. I'm good to go with that. We got our time. I'm fine now. But before, no, I wanted the attention every day. I know you're busy, but you got to give me something, even a high, but I know how his schedule is, and I'm okay.
And that's what makes you better, because let me tell you, busy or not, here's the deal. Like, and in my heart, you're never too busy for the person that you want to be with. You're never too busy. I'm sorry. We all have a lot going on. I'm not expecting to sit up here and sit in your face 24 hours a day or be on the phone with you all day. But when we together, we're going to make it count. So that's the thing. So if you're busy and you're in a relationship, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. You have to find a balance, because if not, why are you in a relationship? Why are you trying to be in a relationship and you're just that person that's just too busy, that just don't want to make time? And I can respect that. But don't try to get into a relationship with somebody, because then that's selfish. It's just like, okay, so now you got 2 minutes. Oh, so now they supposed to drop what they doing to be you. It has to be a balance. Like anybody that says, oh, I'm just so busy. I'm always busy. I don't have time. I don't have time to do this. Listen. We all take our phones in the bathroom with us. Can I raise an offering? Can we say church? So if you mean to tell me you can't take the time between tinkling and washing your hands to text me, what we doing? Because I know I'd do it for you. I know I'd do it. Right, I'll be up there, raise my hands, washing out, taking a bath. Anything for a person that I'm interested in. But if I'm not interested, baby, that phone is saying because I don't care. But if you're busy, so that's not a fair statement to say if you can't deal with somebody being busy, then you deserve to be by yourself. No, if you too busy to be with somebody, you need to be by yourself. That's how that's gonna work. Then you don't have to worry about anybody complaining or asking you for time that clearly you don't have, and you're not willing to make. You're not willing to make time. See, it's not about how much time y'all spending. It's about making it count. When we together, man, it feels like give me enough to help me get through the times where what I'm not gonna be able to talk to you today. I'm gonna have this so much going on, but say something. But for those that's just too busy, listen, you gotta respect those people that's too busy, and you gotta let them be busy, on their own. You gotta let them be busy and be single because hey, that's how I feel. Maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way, but it's like if you're that person that's just that busy, like okay, like I have somebody tell me, he's like, well, I travel a lot and I do this and I do that. I'm like, okay. I mean, what you want me to say? You sit up here. Oh, when I hear stuff like that, you're telling me those are all the reasons why you're telling me we not gonna this not gonna work. Oh, because I do this, I do that, I do. I'm like, okay, well, man, that's a good thing. Compliment you on it, support you. That's a good thing. I hope that everything works out for you. Like, what you mean by you hope everything work out for you? You just gave me 12,000 reasons on why this is not going to work.
Exactly.
And I'm not going to try to convince you otherwise because you've already made it up in your mind that you're busy and that you're not going to have time for this. And that's fine. I respect that. I totally respect that. Not trying to make nobody look, oh, well, can you squeeze me in on Tuesday at 7:45 a.m.? Okay, well, what does 2:13 p.m. work out better? I'm good. Miss me with all that. Miss me with all that. Because at this point, if you don't know how to balance, then what you gonna do if you're trying to get married?
Golly.
So are you saying a busy person can't get married?
Yeah, they can get married.
Because they're gonna do what's needed for the person that they want to be with. So
see, that'd be that's a kind of an easier, thing I believe, to be married. Because in the courting phase, and you're busy, I'm busy, we live in separate lives, whatever. We're living in separate houses. But now that we're married, you have no choice but to spend that time because you got to come home and lay your head down.
Right.
So at least I can take that because I know that, man, at the end of the day, when you come home, I'm here, we're going to talk, whatever, you'll wind down or whatever, and that'll be our time. And though I do want some times when, you're off, whatever, okay, let's go out, just me and you and not the children. Let's just have our little time. So I'm cool with that. So
right. So it's like if you're in a relationship and you are busy or you are married, you still got to take the time to connect to your partner, because if not, then you're gonna lose it. You're gonna look up and you're not gonna have a relationship. You're gonna look up and you're not going to be married because you did not know how to put all the pieces to the puzzle together. So you gotta learn how to make everything work. It has to be some compromises, it has to be some sacrifices. The answer can't always be, oh, I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy. Because me, I'm be like, okay. Oh, you know what, Ike, I heard you. Got you loud and clear. These ears heard from your ears, from your mouth to my heart. Right. It heard it. And so what it heard when you're saying, I'm too, that's just saying, okay, you know what? You're not the one for me. Because I promise you, the person that you want to be with, you're not going to be telling them you busy. Yeah. You're going to be trying
to time for you.
Exactly. Even if it's not a lot of, you're going to find a way for you all to see each other and be together. So for me, I don't think that there's a such thing as a person being too busy. I just think that they're too busy for you. So you're not the one. And guys, is that hard, kind of harsh? Yeah, it hurt.
The truth hurts.
Deep right up in there. Yes, it hurt. But listen, it is what it is. I mean, it's just to me. If I'm wrong, help me out. Some of these busy folks in the feed. Is it possible to be too busy to be in a relationship with someone that you really want to be with? Not just, relationships in general, but the person that you really want to be with. Is it possible to be too busy? Can you be too busy to be
No,
in a
someone that you really,
relationship?
really want to be with. No,
Because even if you in the music industry, you got time, you can step out the studio,
Rhonda.
you can call, you can talk, you got all this free, you can do whatever you want to do. If you're in real estate, you can between your next appointment, as you walking up to the house, as you driving to the house, you can be talking to that person, you can be texting, you can be doing anything. So here's the thing, you can do it if you want to. So be mindful on all these too busy folks. Now, listen, I think I done said something. Now, that cash app is the $ 2018. The Jaye Spot 2018. Now, I said a little something. It's almost Christmas. It's almost Christmas time, guys.
Plastic
It's
collection plate
almost
around.
right. Go ahead. Feel free. This COVID-19. But guys, listen, we're going to take a short musical break. Sure. And when we return, we have more hot topics to tackle. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. You're listening to the Jaye Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time.
No, it doesn't take a lot to please me. I like my woman loyal and stays right by my side. Oh, yeah. She my body, I'm a Clyde, and always down tonight. Oh, yeah. Let's not get it twisted. Gotta be a freak. A woman in the street. Gotta throw up in the bed. Ain't no limitation. We do it grown folks. Know how to climb on top and bitch. Ride it like a rodeo. Oh yeah, that's why I'm looking for. Oh yeah, now that's my type for sure. She's saucy in bikinis, plus she bad and she gotta compliment my style, that's how I do it. I'm a true lover. It's gotta be something about her that I like. I'm a true lover. I need to feel something special when I stare in her eyes. I'm a true lover. I'm very picky when it comes to my life. But when I choose her, I'm a spoiler for life. Said it's not to choosing love. Now I can stand the jealous side. Cause I don't do the drama. Oh no, I'm a choosing. I'd rather make love to relieve that energy. Oh yeah, she gotta know exactly what love means. And when I show affection, she receives. I'm a choosy lover. Cause yeah, I got a lot to give, but I'm too grown to play the game. I don't even entertain. Please don't get it twisted. Take it to the bar, then she move her body. Just gotta turn me on. She just like a cool, like an hourglass. Thicker than a slipper. Gotta watch her when she hands. Oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Oh yeah, now that's my type. She's saucy in bikinis, but she bad and she compliment my style, that's how I do it. I'm a true lover. It's gotta be something about her that I like. I'm a true lover. I need to feel something special when I stare in her eyes. I'm a true lover. I'm very picky when it comes to my life. But when I choose her, I'm a spoiler for life. Said it's not to choosing love. Are you the one that I've been searching for? The type of girl I visioned in my dreams, babe. Are you the one that makes me happy, so happy? Yeah. The one that makes my life feel so confused, so confused. Can you satisfy my sexual desires, baby? Yeah. Baby, can you? And can you be the one that's always in my fantasy? Baby, can you? Oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Oh yeah, now that's my type. She's saucy in bikinis, plus she bad and she compliment my style, that's how I do it. I'm a true lover. It's gotta be something about her that I like. I'm a true lover. There's something special when I stare in her eyes. I'm a true lover. I'm very picky when it comes to my life. But when I choose, I always fall off in line. Say it's not always to choose in love.
Same with their careers.
Welcome back to the Jaye Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time. On IntellectualRadio.com, we are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. And sitting next to me, we have my co-host, my partner in crime, sizzling, sexy, simply author, actress, businesswoman, playwright, sex kitten.
No.
Hey E, how you doing?
I don't know about the sex kitten part.
Okay, well, we gonna not right now. Tell the world your woes.
I got a pain in my thigh because my legs have not parted open like that.
Lord have mercy.
So I believe that's what it's from. Before I could just get it. And I'm like, great. And it's not like I don't have any suitors now. Don't get it twisted on that part. I have a lot of, the DM is popping. And I got some, not no little ooga boogers. It'd be funny. The ugly dudes be chasing after her. I be rolling.
Lord have mercy.
Big girl sees everyone there's something to hold on to, Jay. You ain't got no fat up on you, baby. They can't hold on to nothing right there. So I be getting them deliciousness. And she was like, man, why can't something like that be in my inbox? I don't know. But see,
no, I get you.
I don't feel like doing nothing. That's the problem. It's like somebody like, and then since I'm not doing anything, now I guess the old age or some crap has kicked in. So now parts are trying not to work right. So when I'm walking, I'm like, what the hell is wrong with my thighs? It's like, because you don't want to use this no more. So we're just gonna, walk. Now it's trying to change my walk, like this straight walk now, and my leg is trying to open back up. Like someone please get in between these thighs. And I'm like, you know what? My booty, she's so confused. She like, is somebody gonna rub us at nighttime? No, baby, no one's there to rub. Just these pillows. So it's just we're just confused. We're confused.
No, this is like, see, it's time. This is the time to just reflect and you should be at peace and be very centered.
I need a peace. You're right. I need a peace. My body's like, we need a peace. My boobs got a little happy when you said peace. They was like, peace? You get some peace? No, I was not getting a piece, baby. I was just not getting a piece.
Oh, you can do it. I am so happy for you. Like, this is just...
boy. Hey, look at Miss Winfrey. Look like a little devil with a little penis.
Really good. But guys, listen, please, listen, I'm about to say peace for you. Peace for you. I say peace for her, peace for her. But please do me a favor. Go to our page and like our page at the Jaye Spot. Follow us on Twitter at Jaye Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the Jaye Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Guys, now listen, this next hot topic. See, I'm telling you, here you guys go again with this bull junk. Now, this question. If a woman does not put the man's name on a birth certificate when the child is born, do you think he should pay child support? YES, yes. Okay, we just y'all
put his penis in there.
Y'all want to do the next question?
Child had gotten born and skeeted. Yes, and something was developed called a baby. Yes, she paid the child support.
First of all, she's not the one that puts how can she put his name on the birth certificate? He has to sign the birth certificate. So let's just get that. She cannot put his name. If that's the case, a whole lot of these lines wouldn't be left empty if she was able to just go on there and stand. Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put Benjamin Button on name on there. I'm gonna get the rest.
They should leave like 5 lines there.
Right. This is choice number 1. But we got a couple of possibles over here.
It might be his brother Bobby. So that one you might have to really do a DNA plus blood plus plasma on this one. But then now his cousin, I was with him too. A best friend. Now you could do a DNA on him, and it might be 100%, 99 somebody up on that one. So
line
okay.
number one is, that's a 90% possibility. But then we're gonna go 2 through 5. Now those are a toss up. That's the next one that could be, So we need to take advantage of all of these
The
lines
security guard at
on
the
here
Piggly
now.
Wiggly.
So if that's the way y'all want to do it, now some for those that need an extra sheet of paper, don't be afraid to ask
Just
the nurse.
put it on the back.
Look, I need
Not
a little bit
enough
more
room.
room. Just put a little space.
This
be
is to stop
continued
you
on
from
the
trying to
back.
go in the mire
Okay?
and embarrassing yourself. I'm looking out for you.
That's how you do that. So listen, you need a couple of extra lines.
Cashier at the
Okay.
Shack and Shave.
Right.
He was up there.
Just write it on here.
I may
now.
not know his name, but can I give you the address where he works and the shift? Does that
right.
count?
I'm gonna give you his TikTok name because
that
that's why.
will. Yes.
So, because it was
Big Sexy One. Yes, that was him.
Right,
That
and
was
then
that.
Shake What Your Mama Gave You 212.
Yes.
We got that one too. So that was his Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
But we gonna get
it narrowed down.
We gonna get to the bottom of this ish, okay? Because one of these is that baby Pappy.
He is. Don't look like him.
That's one. That's how that's gonna work out, okay? So yes, his name should be on there. He should sign it. But in the event that he does not, just because his name is not on the birth certificate does not exonerate him from having financial responsibility and even, physical responsibility for that child. That's some ish that y'all got to work out. See, it's always, listen, when you up in there, you listen, whose is it? Listen, everybody fine. Everybody on one accord. When it's whose is it and whose time for it and when your toes curling and you jumping up out
can make your toenails curl. That's that Barry White said it.
Everybody on board. He ain't disputing nothing, okay? Nothing. But now all of a sudden, now it's a baby involved. Now everybody mad. Now
I don't know her.
Now you got rocks in your jaws. Now, okay, so 2 months ago, you ain't have her legs up in it. Her legs were in the field goal 2 months ago. Now you mad. Now everybody mad.
Somebody mad, son.
Now everybody mad. Got these COVID babies finna come. It's gonna be these courts about to be jam packed. They ain't gonna be able to fit y'all in there fast enough. Listen, 2020, man. These folks been. And then the thing is, though, y'all done had babies by the wrong. Y'all done had babies by the people y'all was really supposed to be having babies with.
That's what really messed up. Y'all had to go back home and be in there with your girlfriend or your wife, and not your side dude or your
so you know it's
chick.
your baby.
It's yours. You can't even. You're gonna be like, Mark gonna be like, why y'all wasting my time and my money shipping y'all out this way? You know it's your child. Where was you at that? I was
from between March and June. You was
Stop it. You was in quarantine. We know what you was doing. This yours.
So I'm sorry to tell you. So listen. So if you knew that you was like, you had the legs like this and you ain't had no protection on.
Get this.
Listen,
I'm gonna shoot it all the way to your throat. You're gonna feel it like I'm gonna hear it. Listen,
I'm shooting this thing so far, she gonna hear it.
She gonna hear the ear gonna come back. You like, wait a minute, wait a ping pong and come hit it. Yeah, goal. And then you're gonna be mad. How you mad? You was banging it out like that.
You wasn't mad when you was doing it.
You wasn't mad when you was doing it. You wasn't mad when you was working that back. I like it like that. I like it like that. She working that back. I don't know how to act. Slow motion from that. Slow motion from that.
Yeah. Now.
When
she up in there, now you gotta hear that. Y'all up in there for that ultrasound. Now you're mad.
That rocks in the jaw.
Right, now that ain't the sound you wanted to hear. See, that ain't that right there. When they turn that ultrasound thing on, they go looking for the baby heartbeat. Oh, no. That whistling, that's you. Yes, sir. No. That's the baby's heartbeat. Yeah, that would be. Oh, don't let it be two.
Two of them. Hit 3 of them. Damn. You remember I told you I was kind of fertile and I just kept on popping eggs. You just kept on popping me. So we got a whole family. We are a family.
Yes,
like
yes, Lord. So all I'm saying is, if you knew Don't listen. Take the same energy that you had when y'all was up in there. Have that same energy, and she come back pregnant. Oh well, it ain't mine. Were you worried about who? Was you worried about who else was there when you was up in there? So now all of you understand that's not what you was
And
saying.
she got the video saying, because you videotaped it. It was in your free collection. You was saying who did it, and she said Ralph, and you Ralph. And so now she gonna play to the court. And the judge was like, you know what? I'm wasting my time.
He's sitting up there telling her, back that thing up. Back, girl, you looking good. Better back that thing up.
You big fine woman. That's what messed me up. Right. Yeah.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it
Julie,
like
it's your
it's hot.
baby,
Drop
Julie.
it like it's hot. Now she done,
Yes,
now she done dropped
yes.
it like it's hot. Now all of a sudden, now you mad. But you weren't mad when she dropped it on you. What the heck did you think? That's what I don't understand. What you thought was gonna happen, beloved? I don't understand. So yes, he should be responsible for child support. What she said, Rhonda? She said, "I'll be that baby parent." Hey, Tasha, they all laughing, because they know. Listen,
They know.
they know.
They've been there.
But you know what? Guess what? The fellas ain't said nothing.
They
Don't
quiet.
be sitting right. Y'all sitting up there. I know y'all
They
watching.
sweating like, dang.
Like, you know what? I get so sick of them. They all,
Yeah, them
you
Jaye Spot
talk
ladies.
too much. That's what you do. You talk too much. But like I say, listen, if you was popping them bottles and collars up in there, you turning up. Listen, have that same energy when they come in there. She say she pregnant. And it's always what you got an attitude for? You didn't miss your menstrual.
No.
Ain't nothing gonna happen to you. You ain't gonna have no stretch marks and
Nope. All you did was shoot.
All you gotta do is wait for it and see if it's yours. If you pass the test or not. That's the only thing you gotta wait for. You ain't nothing else fixing to happen to you.
Nope.
You got 9-10 months to prepare. So you walking around, waiting for the jury. It's like you waiting for the jury to deliberate. The jury is out, and you just trying to figure out if you going upstate for 18 to 23 years, or if you gonna walk away a free man. That's all you.
That's your baby.
That's it. You like, man. So listen, don't sit up there and get all upset. She come talking about she pregnant. Did you go on that field trip that day? If you did, then listen, there's a possibility. They want to throw it out. It ain't mine. Oh, now you starting off on the wrong foot. You starting on the wrong foot, talking about this ain't mine, all. Hey, listen, okay, we're not going there, okay? Beloved, we're not going there. If you was in there, if you was enjoying the WAP and all of this other stuff.
Hello, you was enjoying that wedding gushy, yes. Yes, you was. You was singing it right along with him. Like, switch that wig off, baby. Put another one so I feel like I'm cheating. Yes. And I was switching and stuff. And you was like,
give it to me. Who did it? Baby. Now you mad. Now we got to sit before the judge. Now, here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. Now you mad. Listen. We're going to cut all that out, okay? We're going to cut all that out because if you was there, like I said, have that same energy. Listen, hey, if you know it's a possibility, if you know y'all both getting down with other people, protect yourself. If you don't want no kids, protect yourself.
Make you feel some good.
It don't. I don't be hitting that spot like that when I don't like no barriers. Okay, so now you don't want no barriers. Now how she get pregnant, but you didn't want no barriers. You didn't say. I never heard him say once yet. I got her pregnant. It's always she got pregnant. Why is that?
I don't know how that works.
Why is that she got pregnant? Wait a minute.
She knows she could have put that little cup up in there, and then she know what she was doing. That's what it was. She know what she was doing.
Yeah, the same thing you was doing.
We was juicing. You was getting it.
Ow. I tried to get up, but did you?
No, you did. You tried to get up in it some more. That's what you trying to get up in it. You had to.
Wait, Tasha, she's saying, Sister J Vance, exactly. They never have a problem laying up, getting some, but when it comes to the baby, they got all kinds of excuses. Adrian, she just can't stop laughing. And Tasha, she said, exactly. We the ones that got to go through all the pain. Toya, y'all know how we do over here. So again, still fellas, I love y'all.
They all quiet.
Y'all, listen, y'all already know I got a special place in my heart for y'all. Got a special place.
Hey.
Ooh, my mama.
Hey, mama. She acting up. She acting up.
So listen, if you know that you've already been doing all that and participating, listen. Don't try to go acting all funny. Now the baby is here. Look, she pregnant. Y'all gotta find a way to deal with it. She know I ain't want no kids. Well, clearly
you did.
Listen, hello.
You did. You wanted some.
So now he like, okay, I don't want no kids, and she don't want no kids. And now listen, it curtails into our next hot topic. So if he decides, he said, okay, I ain't want no kids. She's like, well, goddamn, I ain't want no kids either. So now what? I'm definitely not getting no abortion. So now what we gonna do? So she decides. Well, they decide because this is not a decision that she can only make, but they decide to put the baby up for adoption. So now the guy he asked, should the woman, but I'm gonna kind of tweak your question around because that was some bull the way you posed it. But he asked that if a woman put the baby up for adoption, should she be responsible for paying child support? Okay. If she put the baby up for adoption, should she be responsible for paying child support?
Ain't nobody's baby. You done put the baby up for adoption. You don't own it no more.
Absolutely. So he's figuring that if the man said he didn't want the kid and she said she didn't want it, so she putting it up for adoption, if he has to pay child support,
how he got to pay child support?
So if in a situation where he didn't want the kid, but she kept the kid, but he don't want the kid.
Oh well, yeah, he paying child support.
Exactly. So his comparison was now do the flip. If the mother decided to put the baby up for adoption, should she be responsible for paying child support?
No, she put it for adoption, dummy.
Right. She's relinquishing. So
all right,
and so are you. You're relinquishing your rights as well. If the father is I'm not really sure if he can put a baby up for adoption.
If he has full custody of the child, then he can put the child up for adoption.
Right.
If she's relinquished her rights as a parent and stuff, and he has full custody of this child, then he can put the baby up for adoption.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So no, if she put those are two different situations where it's like, okay, you're saying as far as the man, he don't want the baby, he didn't want no kids. Well, he should have protected. They both should have protected themselves so that they did not create a child. So I never think that it's just the woman's responsibility because again, it takes two able-bodied. Well, you don't even have to be able-bodied these days. You just got to have the right.
You just got to have a hole in the piece.
Right. You just got to have the right secretion. And listen, you can make a baby. So it's both people's responsibility to ensure that a baby is not created. However, we as women, we bear the brunt of the responsibility, unfortunately, because we are the ones that are left to, clean up the aftermath, and we are the ones that are left to, it's our final decision. So we are the ones that, are definitely held at a higher level of responsibility. But again, it's like you left your baby over here. I'm fine. Listen, you came and you dropped your ish off over here and then you leave. Now, what kind of bull? That's like me coming bringing my trash to your house, then I leave. It's your response. Wait a minute.
The craziness.
Wait a minute. So no, she should not be responsible for paying child support because she's legally relinquishing her rights as a parent. For the man that tells a woman he doesn't want a kid, but she ends up having the baby anyway, that's a whole different conversation because it's like, okay, you guys both should have thought of that. But at the same time, before putting up a kid up for adoption, they're going through the legal process and giving that responsibility to somebody else. Whereas the man that's saying that he doesn't want a kid and he didn't want a kid, you're abandoning your responsibility. So it's two different things. However, I can understand why and how you can have a question like that. I can definitely understand that because he's looking at it from this view where he didn't want the baby and she didn't want the baby. The only difference is the guy walked away. The woman, she went and she made other arrangements to have someone to take care of the child since she did not want to take care of the child. She made other arrangements. Whereas this guy, he just went on ahead and said, hey, kick rocks. Whatever happens, it happens. So we got, hey, mom. My mother, she's saying, I hear y'all ladies singing all the old songs. Hey, ladies. We was trying to, give y'all a blast from the past. And she said, oh, don't change now. I chime in. Really, mom? She talking about don't change because I chime in. Listen. Now she done been watching the whole time. That's why she's like, that's why I don't be saying nothing because I know that y'all gonna stop when I chime in. I know y'all gonna stop. You doggone right.
But again, be in trouble.
If she gives up the kid for the adoption, then she is not responsible for child support. And if he abandons the child, unfortunately, yes, he is responsible for child support because you abandoned your responsibility. It's not like you said, you know what, okay, I'm going to set up something where the baby is still going to be financially taken care of. You just said, okay, oh, well, whatever. And that's not what she did. When she did the adoption, then that means that she found somebody else to step in to take care of that child. Whereas the father just said, you on your own, shorty. Handle that however you want to. So in that case, I'm sorry, it's a no for the child support. But if you guys think otherwise, then definitely chime in on the feed. But guys, listen, we have our final hot topic, and then we're going to take our break so we can get started on our topic for tonight. Sexual past. Guys, listen, it's going to be some mess tonight. But now listen, why does it, I'm going to tell y'all I love y'all, but I'm acting like this. It was put like this. The man made a statement. Women that get on their feet feel like they don't need a man. Is that true? Is that a true statement or is that false? Women that get on their feet feel like they don't need a man. What do you think about that statement? Is that a true statement?
Women that get on their feet feel like they don't need a man.
Yeah, they feel like they don't need a man.
No, that's not true. That's just an insecure little weak man that's thinking that. That's not women that, no, we don't think that. That's just you because you're mad. Why you mad?
Right. And see, the thing is, when they get on their feet, so what about the woman that's already on her feet? Does that mean that she don't need a man? I don't think that.
We need somebody to help us procreate.
We not only procreating, but we all need somebody. I think that it's a big misconception. Like, what do you guys, let me ask this as well. So fellas, what do you want a woman to do that's on her feet? What would you like for her to do? So if she wants to do something and you tell her, or she doesn't ask you, she just does it on her own because she has the means to do so, is that a problem for you? Like, do you want her? Because it's like, y'all got to make up y'all mind. Like, if she in your pocket and she asking you for something, man, they always asking for something. She gold digging and this and that. But if she digging in her own pocket, it's a problem with that. So I don't understand, like, what's the issue? So if she can do it herself, now you're thinking that she doesn't need you because she's on her feet. Or if she had rough times, here's the thing. Some of you all make it hard for women to come to you. Have you ever thought about that? You're not the easiest person to come to talk to because you got your ish together. So it's like she come and ask you for something. She got to hear your mouth or all this, or she got to deal with your cockiness or your arrogance. Have you ever thought about that?
Exactly.
See, you don't think about, oh, well, why is it the switch? Because it's like, here's the thing. Even as a man, when people need things, then some people tend to be a little humbler because you gotta be humble, and you need some help. You gotta be humble. You can't sit up there and be arrogant, but then you need somebody to help you because you're gonna get talked about like a dirty dog. But then at the same time, you're gonna get talked about. So it's like
you still gonna get. They talk about Jesus, so they're gonna talk about you So, and that's the thing that kills me. You're upset because you've been rejected by whatever woman you've been rejected. You keep on getting rejected. Just deal with the fact that she's not the one for you. It's not the fact that she don't need you. She don't want you. That's the thing.
And then do you make it easy? It's like, do you make it easy for her to need you? Because it's like, here's the thing. If a person is always coming to you or they coming to you when they need something, even if it could be the littlest things, but if you never show up, then why come to you and ask you for anything? If you always
it's always a no. It's always I don't have. It's always and you never offer it. Then what's the point?
Absolutely. It's just for you to get the satisfaction of having her to come to you and ask you for something just so that you can feel, superior or something in the back of your mind. Because some of these dudes, let's just be real, like some women too, but being this is for you. Some of you guys have y'all got a couple of dollars and y'all egos are just ridiculous. Just like, oh, well, because, I got my home in Barrington and all this, and I live in Olympia Fields and all this, boy. Listen, let me tell you, you take that car, drive it back to Olympia Fields and shove it up your Barrington, okay? That's what you can do with you and your little stuff. Like, everybody don't care about all that. Well, I can go here and I can... Please go there. No. Get a one-way ticket and stay there. Do us all a favor. So it's like she may be a reflection of what you are. And it's like if she's on her feet and now she's acting like she don't need a man, how was you treating her when she wasn't on her feet?
Exactly.
How were you treating her? Because I can't see a person that you treated them well when they was in their time of need. I can't see somebody flipping the script like that. And now she act like she don't need me. Now she on her feet. No. How was you making her feel when she wasn't on her feet? How were you making her feel?
I was listening to this person's thing, and it was this pastor that was speaking, and he was like, men, you put into a woman. So when you put into your sperm, she produces a baby. Whatever you put into your home, your house, she makes it a home. You buy the groceries and she makes you dinner. So if you put into her bad vibes and this and the other, that's what she's going to give to you is a bad vibe and this and the other. She's going to fight with you. So it's whatever you're giving to her. So if you're giving her all these problems and all these confusion and problems, she's going to give that right back to you, or she's going to get tired of it and just call it a day. She don't need you no more.
Right, exactly. It's like sometimes some people just, they got to suck it up. It's like, mentally she knows that, man, I got to just take this for the team. I got to be, especially when there are kids involved. And then I just think about back in the day when some of the women, they had all these kids and they could not afford to leave. Do you know how humble they had to be? And I'm like, I don't watch several women be in that position where, they got all these kids so they can't afford to leave these dirty bastards. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying because that's how it is. Because, they was out cheating. You're abuser, you're liar, you're filthy. And it's just like, that's how these particular guys was. So I'm like, to myself, I was always saying, man, God, please bless me so that can't be me. I can't, because the humbleness that they had,
I can't do it. I'd be like, yeah, it's time for me to get my ass on and go.
I'm like, the humbleness that they had to have. So I'm just like, not saying that I'm not humble, but the stuff that they had to take, and they had to take it. And as I said, they just had to take it for the team because you know what? I got 35 kids that I got to feed, and I got this, I got 12 dogs, and just, I can't go nowhere. Opposed to, listen, I got one. Listen, I'm gonna see you later, fam, because you don't lost on right. Who you talking to? Like, because she can have a little bit, a little bit more feedback with you. But watch how you treat people, and that's period. Like, watch how you treat people when they're in need. Because here's the thing: what goes around comes around. So your time is. You may not need nothing now. You may not need nothing for a while. But trust me, you're gonna need somebody. And people remember how you treat them when they're going through. Now, listen, I'm gonna say this. Now, some people don't. When they get all they little blessings and stuff come around, they forget that you was there for them. Don't worry about them people. Listen, there's a special place in the atmosphere for people like that. Don't worry about them. But for the most part, I like to think that people remember you and they remember how you treated them when they were going through or when they needed something. So again, if she is acting like she don't need a man now that she on her feet, ask yourself what kind of man was out to her before she got on her feet. Because I may be reaping what I sowed. So now she gonna be like, listen, I ain't got to deal with this bulldog. Listen, I'm good. Thank you for all that you've done, but you were terrible.
I'm good.
You were terrible. You were a piece of crap. And that's why I'm out. It's not that because I don't need a man. It's that because I don't need your belittlement. I don't need your bull junk. I don't need your stress anymore. I'm good. Thank you very much. But I'm gonna ride the rest of this out solo because you ain't right, brother. You need to get yourself together. So just think about the whole situation. Don't just think about it as though, oh, now she on her feet. Now she don't need a man.
He was a bastard. Whoever they was a bastard. They know that. They know that she was a bastard. Hey, Katie Lowe. They know that they Katie Lowe.
So wait, Rhonda, she's saying I will need my man and want my man. Tasha is saying nope, not true at all. Adrian is saying no. Rhonda, she's saying so true. E, she said I've been there. Toya is saying exactly. Rhonda is saying this is why we as women will work 2 and 3 jobs so we don't have to deal with men like that. Absolutely. And Katie, she's saying, do you have any comments on the lawsuit for sexual assault lawsuit filed against former CPD Superintendent Eddie Johnson? I'm not even aware of. I'm not sure about that situation because this is the first that I'm hearing of it. So we may have to figure out what's going on and come back next week on that because that's something new. So I don't know about that. But guys, listen, if you are in a relationship and she's acting like she don't need you and just have a conversation before you kind of, brush it off as now she on her feet. She acting like she don't need me and kind of do a little self-inventory and kind of figure out, okay, well, what kind of man have I been to her? Have I really been there? Have I made this process of her going through? Have I made it bearable for her? Or have I put, stuff out there in the atmosphere that made her couldn't wait to get on her feet so she can dump my behind? So kind of just look at it from all angles, not just so now she on her feet, so now she act like she don't need no man. It's not always like that because I've been self-sufficient for as long as I can remember. And I've never once said, and never will you hear me say, I don't need a man. I need a man and I want a man and I enjoy me with the right man. Because here's the thing, I will have this attitude for the wrong dude. I'm like, I don't need this ish. I can look. I don't need this. I'm going to go sip on my coffee by myself. Because guess what? I don't need you to do it. I like when you do it. I appreciate when you do it. But to depend on all of that, I don't have to. So again, check yourself and just kind of ask, what are you putting out there? Because we should both be putting out vibes that make us both feel like we both want each other and we need each other. Because here's the thing, who wants to be in a relationship where they don't feel wanted?
Nobody.
Who wants to be in a relationship where they don't want to feel that they don't feel needed? Nobody, man or woman. So it's like if you're in a relationship or marriage, you got to show each other that, listen, I want you. Not only do I want you, I need you. Exactly. It may not always be a financial need, but it's so many other needs. Listen, I need your strength. I need you emotionally. I need Okay. I need you. Whereas he may not be outspoken, he know that, listen, I'm telling my baby, she gonna handle this because this one right here, this one crazy as a bag of rocks. So let me just, so whatever works within your unit, that's what y'all gotta do. But you should always be loving and needing each other. Mm-hmm. Guys, we're gonna take a short musical break. Sure. And when we return, we're getting into tonight's topic. Sexual past. Baby. How important is it? You're listening to the Jaye Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families. One conversation
our organs masturbate. See, girl, you're a tall glass of water, kept at 31 degrees. My waist paralyzed by your need. My sweat begins to trickle, liquefying your solid essence. My 98 Fahrenheit rises as my oral fluids baptizes your body. Suddenly, you're the cool queen who turns into the hottie. Baby, you're melt. Baby, you melt like chocolate candy held tight within the palm, gasping for air, breathing hard before it becomes creamy. Real hot, steamy. Baby, you're melt. Baby, you melt like pineapple snowballs on a hot summer's day as I suck your juicy flavor and you refresh my flesh. Sending chills to my brain, a slight tinge of pain. You liquefy like humid air turns to rain. Baby, you're melt. My thrust is accelerated. My back is agitated by your razor-sharp nails. Our body burns from the friction, so as we smoke, I inhale. Baby, you melt. Baby, you melt. Baby, you melt. Baby, baby, you melt. You melted all over me like warm butter on hot toast. So I toast, holding my glass high. I propose a toast to you, the one who was so cool. When I looked at you, you made my eyelids turn blue. Like the ice that keeps my drinks cool, but no longer, 'cause baby, you melt.
Welcome back to the Jaye Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time. On IntellectualRadio.com, we are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay, and sitting next to me, we have my co-host, my partner in crime, sizzling, sexy, simply actress, businesswoman, playwright. Okay, I'm gonna put that on pause. My co-host, Simply E. How you doing? Good. Has everything balancing out a little bit now? It's coming into place, and I can't.
I said CBD. I didn't say marijuana. I said CBD. That's the natural. That's legal. Well, in this state, everything legal, but the state I live in, it ain't legal.
Well, guys, listen, thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, go to our page and like our page at the Jaye Spot. Follow us on Twitter at Jaye Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the Jaye Spot Radio, and Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Guys, sexual past. How important is it? So, when you think of somebody's sexual past, do you openly talk about sex and safe sex practices with people you've come involved with? Like, do you ask them, are y'all going to use condoms, birth control? Do you talk about that stuff beforehand, entering into a new relationship? Do you talk about that?
No, I'd say that I don't have anything. I do want to see your medical, thing, and then I'm not. Yeah, I do need to see your balls. Cause I need to see if it's got these things looking like a little, what is it, cauliflower and stuff. That to me, you got a little genital warts going on down up in there. I don't want any of that stuff, So I have to discuss something. Do you ask them?
Well, you know what? I do. I mean, that's a conversation. I love to talk. So that's definitely a conversation that I have no problem with talking about. It's like, okay, well, yeah, do you use protection? Do you want kids? I mean, how do you feel about being celibate? Like, what type of, what method of birth control do you prefer to use are you I was about to say fixed. Do you have are your tubes tied, or are you do you have a vasectomy and stuff? Like all that stuff,
I
because
do
it's
ask
like
about that
you
stuff.
it's like you gotta know, like it's like, especially if you're going into a relationship that you looking forward to it being long term, then of course these are the things that you want to talk about. But it's like, even if it's not long term, you definitely need to talk about it if you're going to be sexually active with them. Now, sexual past. According to an online source, sexual past is info about your sexual health and sexual experiences. This could include how many times you've had sex. I don't know why. How many people you've had sex with, any sexually transmitted infections you've had, and whether or not it was treated. So I think some of this information, like, I don't know, do you want to know how many times or how many people the person that you've been with? Do you want to know how many people that they've been with?
No, I've only been with 2, so no. I don't see why. I don't see the joke in that. I've only been with 2 people.
So do you ask a person?
No, that's the most high schoolish stuff possible. When you get, I'm sorry, I'm 40. When you get 40 and you ask me how many people I've been with, all that tells me you know what, I'm not the one for you, because for you to ask me that question, it's none of your damn business.
And then here's the thing. It's like, when you do ask that question, do you really want to know the truth?
About how many people have
how many people? Because here's the deal. You cannot win with that. It's like, if you give a low number, you lying. If you give a high number, then you a hoe. What? Okay, so why are we even talking about this then? It's like, oh, well, I've been celibate. Well, it don't seem like you've been celibate, or it don't seem like you've never done this before. Then, okay, then why are you asking these questions? It's like, if the person's answer, they're lying. It's like, no matter what they say, automatically off the bat, they're lying. So if you already know the answer, then why ask the question? So I'm like, my thing is, I wouldn't want to know how many people my partner has had sex with. I would just want to know, make sure you don't have any diseases.
I don't want to catch.
I don't want nothing. I don't want to
catch nothing.
Like your mama say, don't come back here with nothing you didn't leave with. So I don't want to come back home with nothing that I didn't leave with. But I would say, now, let me say this. The flip side to that is, listen, and I got to be honest, I do want to make sure. Now, if you was the nation hoe, now, yeah, I do want to. You got to give a sister a warning, because the last thing you want to do is be with somebody.
Hey, you walk down the street
and they with everybody. Hey, Lord, it's the most embarrassing.
Still do that thing with your tongue.
It's the most embarrassing. I have a good guy friend, and we are just friends. Always been just friends. Nothing, no relationship, none of that crazy stuff. But it's always uncomfortable, going somewhere with him, because I don't want, I feel like I'm being looked at as one of his victims, because he done been with everybody. And the reason I know that is because, first of all, I've known him for a long time, and then just the exchange with I cannot think of a place that we've been that some woman has not come up to him, and how it's been when you see somebody, they gonna put that woo wop shabam on you, and they like, ooh, and, hey, it's been a long time, stranger, and I'm like, oh, I and I just stepped aside. Oh, don't mind me, go like,
grabbing your
quick,
curls,
so then he always, quit playing. That's just my ex. That's, I'm like, how many? You gotta ex everywhere. So now I would be concerned and uncomfortable in a situation like that. I wouldn't want to.
That's what I'm talking about, Boris. Boris, like, why would it even matter what you're going? What do you say? I can't read the rest.
What are you going to do? Go back and unsmash?
I know. Hulk smash. You done tore it up. It's a wrap. Yeah, I was with Johnny. Yeah, I was with Tim too. And And if I could flip flop reverse this stuff, I wouldn't with neither one of them because it was whack. So what the heck? What? Do you have a whack penis? Because if your penis cannot call your ex and ask your ex, do you have a whack penis?
Well, are we looking for references? Like, or do you want to, what is your last part? What is your last sexual part?
Are you going to pay me?
Sure.
Is this a job interview? Because am I going to get hired if I say no? I mean, come on, let me know. Because that's what we need to ask. What was your last partner say about your sexual experience? Did she go to sleep while you was hitting it? If she was asleep and she ain't making that damn noise, then your application is rejected, denied. Get on. Go. Go to the unemployment office because you was not getting none of this. You was a waste of time. And that's what is going to be up on there. Why did you reject my application? Waste of time. That's why.
And there you have just a waste of time. So now, what information would you want to know about your mate or your spouse's sexual past? What would you want to know?
You got an STD. I need that. Then I need the STD that's gonna stick. I don't want to know about the little crab. I don't want to know about well, I did. You had a little touch and got it. You got AIDS. You got herpes. Herpes comes every other season. You got herpes. I need to know these things. You got genital warts. You got that blue. What was that blue waffle?
Blue waffle. Ooh,
you got any of those?
That blue waffle.
Pull it out.
Let me see.
What's that?
Let me look at it.
That's not a birthmark. I've seen birthmarks. That don't look like a birthmark.
No, that look like that's an infection. That's
you have a tiny penis. And if you do have a tiny penis, will your ex-girlfriend say that, yes, I have a tiny, he got a tiny penis, but he could work that thing. Can you work your tiny, will you hit my nooks and crannies? I need to know.
So what if he can't and then he blames it on you?
How you blaming it on me when you got this tiny penis? How that work? I don't have a tiny penis. I don't have a penis. I have a closed vagina. I have. So how you getting that?
So now listen, in addition to that, I would want to know if he's been with another man.
Oh, hell yeah.
And does he like backdoor action?
Do you like pegging? Are you into I do ask that. I ask.
Because it's like, I mean, that's very important. It's just like, okay, because it's and we had that question in the group, would you date someone that was openly bisexual? But it's like, if you've been
oh yes, you just know that pegging stuff.
If you've been with a man before, does that make him off limits? I
got that constipated look. You know that.
You know what? I got. You know what? Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's a double standard because you're
right. It's
definitely a double standard. It's like, okay, well, then, and it's like now at this point, if he says yes, he's been with another man before, then now it floods your mind with all these questions that
did you teabag?
Exactly, which really you shouldn't be asking him now. Were you the giver or were you the receiver?
Right? None of your questions gonna come out of it.
Right?
Like, did you toss a salad? Did he
right?
toss
Did
a
he
salad?
toss? I mean, like, do you?
So your breath smell like dingleberry.
Right? Do when you pass gas, do just come on.
What did you?
Or just how is now? Should you ethically be asking all those?
Yes, because now I'm not going to give you any, but I just want to know. Now I'm curious. Now you have you piqued my curiosity, so I want to know. So he'd be like, well, am I going to get some? Oh no, you're not going to get anything. But I just want to know what you did with John. I want to know.
Did you enjoy it? Do you still fantasize about it?
Because that's the thing. That's the thing. Do you fantasize about it? If I give you some in your mind, will you be thinking about how you used to hit John real good or how John used to hit you? And don't slip up and try to take my hand and stick and slide it back to your booty because you can get a finger in the butt. I ain't doing that. Sorry, my mama.
It's just like, come on with this backdoor action. Is just like, okay, well, like, what makes you into that, type of, activity? And it's like, okay, do you really have to ask those questions? Are those questions really, well, if he's been with another man, yeah, you definitely need that. And you definitely need to know, if he's still, contemplating or if he still desires that. But anything other than that, now you just being messy and judgmental. But men don't see that they're, you're acting like you're asking those questions out of necessity. No, you're not asking that. What does him being the giver or the receiver? That what is how is that necessary?
You know, that might get you in the floodgate. Now, if you are the giver, that you be like, well, some people, he didn't really take it. But if you are the bottom, dude, I'm not putting on no strap on to please you. And I know, guys, I know manly men that if you met them, you'd be like, no, E, you lying. No, he takes it. He's not, and he'll say he's not gay. He's not. That's what he says. Yeah, he got a chick.
So men, so do you think that men that like anal sex, do you think that they're gay?
Yes. Yes.
What about if they just want to give anal sex? Do you think that makes them gay?
It depends on who's the giver, who's they giving it to.
If he wants to give it to a woman.
No, he just likes to give it, and she might like it in the butt too. So no. But if you like giving anal sex to another dude, then yeah, Tank, I'm sorry, I love you, Tank, but no, yeah, if you give fellatio to another man.
Yeah, see all.
Yeah, and I'm saying, like, I have a friend who has like he's gay, and these thugs that got babies on the way, they got a baby mama, they're in relationships. He gives them fellatio. And I'll be like, you have lost all the mind.
See, but you know what? And they rest in peace to him. But he had been talking about this so long before they bumped him off. You know, before he wrote that last book on My Father's House. Mr. Elian Harris, baby, he exposed all the. So it's like none of this stuff is surprising or shocking to me. All this download, brother stuff. None of this stuff is shocking because this man was ahead. He was already spilling the tea before it was even referred to as the tea being spilled. That's why they bumped them. You know, y'all got to read this book. Guys, it's a lot.
You'll ask the same questions. Guys will ask females those same questions too. So you shouldn't even be offended that we ask you those questions, or you shouldn't even be offended. Even the guys that are, watching the show, you shouldn't be offended that we're even discussing this. And if there are some guys or women that are in the feed that are, in the gay and the LGBT community, whatever, shouldn't be offended either, because this is just real questions. You should be asking the dude that if you're gay and you see this other dude, whatever, you should ask him, do you deal with females?
Right.
Because if you gay, then you want a dude that like dudes. You don't want a dude that might slip up on you and go mess back with a chick, whatever. Now you feeling some type of way. And that's how we feel. If I'm a straight woman, if I like this guy and then you tell me, well, sometimes I like to teeter-tatter on the other side, I don't like to play tennis. I don't play tennis. I don't know how to play tennis. I can't hit the damn tennis ball. Right. So I'm not about to go back and forth with you.
And you don't want to get your feelings all involved. You're getting your feelings hurt. You thinking that you building a relationship, and meanwhile, he got his eyes on somebody else, and it's not a woman. So it's just like everything is. Listen, I need to listen. Fellas, we can't compete with no man.
I'm not.
Men, you can't compete with no women. So it's like, come on. I don't even want to listen. If you like that, rock it out.
Blow that back out.
Blow it.
Blow it out. Put your foot all up in it.
Your just knock yourself out. Rhonda, she's saying, I don't need and want to know how many people he slept with, and if someone tried to tell me his past, I will tell them to keep stepping. And she says, oh, yes. So if a man wants to hit you in the butt, what does that mean? Yeah.
I like it in the butt.
She said, Toya, she said, that's definitely a deal breaker for me if the man has been with other men. At this point, my questions would be just to be nosy. I know, right?
Be like this. Celie was sitting on the porch, and when she was watching, when Mr. had threw all that food, and put it whatever, she just that'll be like, so do you put a lubrication on when you stick it in the butt, or you just do raw dog? And I wait for his response.
And how did you react? Like, how did you like it? Would you do it again? Yeah, wait, we got Boris. Right, Wanda saying, some men are just freaky. Boris, he said, once a dude has sausage, he is no longer straight. Just leave the ladies to us real straight men. Now, look, according to an online source, here are a few things you need to know about your mate or your spouse's sexual past. Do they have or have they had any STIs? I mean, they don't refer to them as diseases anymore. Any sexually transmitted infection. Have they been treated? Have they sexually been with the same sex, or are they curious about being with the same sex? We already discussed that. How many people they are currently sexually involved with, and are they using protection? Now that is a legitimate question that I don't think a lot of people ask. How many people are you? Am I the only person that you sleeping with? How many other people? You got to ask that question.
I need to know. This community ding-a-ling, am I the side chick to your other side chick? And no, I don't want to be in line to get the no.
It's like what are we doing? It's like that's a legitimate question. Are you sleep? I have to protect myself.
Hello?
This is for my life and my health. I'm not trying to go out because you want to slip and slide and rock out. But listen, just if you got a roster, eliminate me. I don't play. I don't want to be on the sideline. I don't want to be involved in that. And you have to respect people's right to that. You got to respect that and let people know that you're sleeping with other people. Like
stuff. And if I don't want to be with you, then hell, well, you
got
with
all the other people.
Exactly. So what are you? My coochie no different than the rest of them coochies. Somebody down this tight, somebody down this west, somebody a little dry, the loosey right there. You good? You got a whole variety.
Whole variety. So just let these folks go if they decide not to want to be with you because you're sleeping with somebody else. Now, are there any questions that are off limits that you should? Now good and doggone well you should. Why are you asking me this? This don't have nothing to do with nothing. Are there any questions that are off limits?
No, they're not. I don't want to. I think the off limit questions would be, what sexually did you do with your ex? I think that has nothing to do with you. That's none of your business. You could be my ex, real quick, but that's none of your business. So I think that is a little off limits or whatever. Or even when it comes to, we're talking about sexual stuff. But yeah, what did you do sexually with your ex?
Right.
It's none of your damn business.
Right. Exactly. And again, it's like, okay, if it's not dealing with health purposes, like I feel like, okay, if you ask, okay, whatever is off limits, don't ask a question that you cannot deal with the answer with. That's what I would say. Those questions would be off limits. If you cannot deal with the fact that a person has said whatever they say about the length of time that they've had sex, if you can't deal with that answer, don't ask it. If you can't deal with how many people, which I think that the how many people have you slept with, now I do think that question should be off limits because people, again, if they're going to assume you're lying, either way it go, if it's too many, oh, well, you 30 plus. How you only been with this amount of people? How you only have? Wait a minute.
I've been saving myself for you. That's that bullshit. I've been saving myself for you.
Can't nobody be in this. Please, everybody got it. And once you done did it, and don't nobody have that self-control. Okay, well, maybe you've never met anybody with that type of self-control, but just because you may not have that type of control doesn't mean that other people don't. Well, it don't seem like you haven't been with these people in this long. It is again, don't ask questions that you don't want to know the answer to.
Before we sleep together, I'm going to go get a V-sting to make sure it's extra tight for you.
So it's like, don't ask questions that you know that you don't want to have, to deal with. Now, here's the thing: would you judge or hold a person's sexual past against them?
Yeah, we're human. Come on. I'd be lying to say, If my dude was like, man, I slept with 100 females. You did? Nasty. Something. I was like,
yeah, I'm a judge, so that's why I'm not gonna ask.
I'm not God.
I just don't.
Only God can judge me.
Yo, yes, we can too.
Right, like I say, as long as you're safe, you don't have any diseases, and you haven't been with a man, you don't want to be with a man, I'm pretty, and you're not the nation hoe. Now, if you're the nation hoe, which means that I'm not gonna ask you a number, but it's like if we go everywhere we go and yo conquests keep popping up, then I'm gonna have a problem. That's where I'm gonna get uncomfortable in a situation like that. But it's like if you've been with a lot of people, I ain't never got to see them. I mean, I'm okay with that. But again, don't ask people stuff that you're gonna hold against them. Yeah. Don't ask it if you cannot handle it. You asking for all this information, and then they tell you. And now you throwing it up in their face. First of all, you throwing it in their face. Why ask them if it's something that you gonna throw it in their face? Why judge a person if you don't like the answer? Then you know what? You have to remove yourself from the situation, and that's just real. That's why we have conversations. so that you can get all of this stuff out there. So if it's something that's disclosed that you're uncomfortable with, then you have the right to exit that relationship. But at no point should you be throwing a person's past. This wasn't even like I cheated. They be throwing stuff
before
at you
got here.
Like you cheated on them, like you don't went out and did
but
something.
You did that with old boy, but you won't even do that with dude. Stop. He ain't got nothing to do with you. I just want to know why. Because it's better. Okay. When I looked at him, I saw that print. When I looked at you, it wasn't near. So I know I'm wasting my time.
And I think so. Who do you think more the sexual past intimidates more, men or women?
Oh, I don't know. I would say men, but because women can get so intimidated real quick because you ain't, spanking like Keisha, you spank Keisha or whatever, or you ain't suck
chandeliers and
suck
all
her
of this
toes,
and that.
you ain't suck my toes, though I got a big old corn and bun, but that's not the point, put some Vaseline on and go around that bad boy. So I mean, so it can be. I'm on the fence with that one.
So now we got Tasha. She's saying my statement was for a straight relationship, and she said Tasha says once a man been with another man, they blew it for me. I ain't finna stick just anything inside of me. Rhonda, she said I asked that question before and it backfires in my face. Some questions are very personal. Absolutely, it's like here's the thing again. Don't go trying to dig into a person's past so much to the point where it affects your current relationship. Don't go asking all of this stuff that you know that you cannot handle. Only ask things that are important, that's really the facts. As far as they're having a transmitted disease or they're questioning their sexuality. But anything else outside of that, I think you're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting the relationship up for failure because now in the back of your mind, you're going to always be wondering, well, I thought she said she never did this before. Well, then why she good at it? I mean, maybe it's just something.
Because she watched the video and she practiced. Practice make perfect.
So it's just like, don't ask questions that will possibly ruin your relationship. So just keep it for the straight facts on your health and things of that nature. Yeah. But outside of that, listen, if you're going to be nosy Nancy, then don't be surprised when your relationship falls upside down, when it fails. And fellas, stop asking women all these questions where y'all can't handle.
You can't handle the truth.
You can't handle it. Shoot. Nothing that she says are you going to be able to handle.
You can barely handle the fuzz. You can't handle the truth.
Nothing that she said. So just be mindful. Just keep the questions tactful and just ask questions that only pertain to you, your health, and your mental well-being. But anything else outside of that, being nosy, if you get some information that hurts your feelings or messes with your ego, remember, you walked your crazy and right up into that situation. Yep. So just be mindful, guys. Want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, guys. Go to our page and like our page at the Jaye Spot. Follow us on Twitter at Jaye Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the Jaye Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Guys, share the video. And until next time, peace out. Good night.
Thank you for hitting the Jaye Spot on IntellectualRadio.com.